Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Carmen Andrea Harris of bohemianacademics.com. In today's video, we're going to be talking about early literacy must-haves for K-2 learners. I'm going to say that again. In today's video, we're going to be talking about early literacy must-haves for K-2 learners. So, have you been trying to teach your K-2 child to read at home? Have you been wondering what tools and what strategies actually work? If so, you are in the right place. Today, I'm going to share 5 must-haves for early literacy success. Simple, effective tools that I've used as a teacher, a language arts and literacy coach, and a homeschool consultant. So before I get into that, I want to introduce myself to some and reintroduce myself to others. My name is Carmen Andrea Harris. I am the founder of Bohemian Academics. I am a former elementary school teacher with a Master of Arts in Teaching. I'm also a certified grief counselor and certified life coach. I work with families, women, and children. And for Bohemian Academics, I help parents to create joyful, effective homeschool learning at home. And you can learn more about me and how I can help you on your home education journey on bohemianacademics.com. So, must-have number 1 is a phonics-based curriculum. And I'm going to insert a shameless plug. If you are looking for a phonics-based curriculum for early literacy, I want you to go to my website, bohemianacademics.com, and I want you to click on Digital Learning Guides, and you're going to see my signature course, which is specifically for early literacy and K-2 learners to teach them how to read. It's actually the course that launched Bohemian Academics many years ago when I taught my oldest daughter how to read at 2.5. So make sure you check that out. So number 1 is a phonics-based curriculum. You want to start with a strong phonics-based curriculum because it's the foundation of early reading. Now, I've been out of the classroom for quite some time, but a few years ago, one of my former co-workers who worked in the same school as me, she mentioned that they had taken phonics out of schools. I don't know how true it is, but in the event that they have, I would imagine that that is extremely detrimental because phonics is the foundation, okay? The 5 parts of reading and phonics being one of them is the foundation of reading. So you want to look for programs that teach letter sounds, that teach blending, and that teach decoding in a step-by-step way. Some examples are All About Reading, Explode the Code, or even phonics workbooks with structure, which I offer one of those on my website. So phonics builds decoding confidence early on, and it works, and it sets the foundation. Again, I taught my oldest daughter how to read at 2.5 using some very basic yet foundational steps that included phonics, phonemic awareness, fluency, and the other parts of reading. So must-have number 2 is decodable readers. Decodable readers match your child's phonics level and they allow them to read independently sooner. You can avoid guessing or relying on pictures because these books help them apply their phonics skills. For example, you have Bob Books, you have Flyleaf Publishing, or Tug the Pup series. Must-have number 3 is letter manipulatives and multi-sensory tools. Before I embarked on the journey of teaching my daughter how to read, my late husband and myself, we had taught her how to recognize the letters of the alphabet in and out of order. She had one of those floor alphabet puzzles, like the little spongy ones. And every time she would crawl over or walk over when she was like 18 months old to a letter, or she'd touch it, she'd pick it up. We say, yes, that's the letter A. Yes, that's the letter T. Yes, that's the letter R. By the time she was 18 months old, she could identify the letters of the alphabet in and out of order. Now, most of you remember learning the alphabet song when you were in elementary school, when you were in kindergarten. That's great. But the alphabet song is rote memorization. They're just memorizing. Children are memorizing. And I'm not saying that learning the alphabet song is not helpful. But I'm saying that learning the alphabet song is not necessarily helping your child to master the alphabet. When a child demonstrates mastery of the letters in the alphabet, they're able to identify them in and, most importantly, out of order. So back to number 3, letter manipulatives and multi-sensory tools, okay? Tools that they can see, they can feel it, okay? They can look at the colors. So use hands-on tools like magnetic letters, letter tiles, or a salt tray for writing letters. These activities activate multiple parts of the brain, especially helpful for wiggly or visual learners, okay? You may have a different learner. I have 2 children, 2 different types of learning styles, okay? And knowing your child's learning style is very helpful as well. I have a digital guide for that, learning your child's learning style. Also, you want to try simple CVC words with tiles after a phonics lesson. And what CVC words are, it's consonant, vowel, consonant, okay? In the letters of the alphabet, either letters are vowels or they're consonants. We know the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, and then you have all of the other letters. So an example of a CVC word would be the word bat. B is a consonant, C. A is a vowel, okay? And then you have the T at the end, which is another consonant. So you want to help them to start spelling simple CVC words, which is something that I added on once I began to teach my daughter how to actually read words, simple words and simple sentences. Must have number 4 is daily reading out loud, okay? Daily read aloud time. You want to read to your child every single day, even if they're learning to read themselves. Hearing fluent reading builds vocabulary, comprehension, and a love language. My girls are older now. I have an 11-year-old, well, soon to be 11-year-old, and a 13-year-old, and they still love for me to read them a book, okay? I'm not reading picture books to them, of course. You know, we may choose a chapter book or a series, and they still love to hear me read aloud to them. One, because they know I'm silly and I always make it interesting, but also they're able to hear, and it helps to even build up their vocabulary at the ages of 11 and 13. And it's a way of modeling to them how to read fluently at different levels and different age groups. So some suggested titles, The Snowy Day, Bear Snores On, or Frog and Toad series, okay? So you want to make it cozy. You want to make it a cozy, consistent part of your homeschool day. When I was being super consistent with reading books, we would do it right after our homeschool Bible study. We got this series of books and they were super excited. So that's something that you can start implementing now, especially if you have a K-2 student, and then just build upon it as they get older. And it's going to help them to develop their love for reading, and it's going to help you guys to spend some time together. And then must have number 5. This is the last one, writing and storytelling tools. Reading and writing go hand in hand, okay? When we talk about literacy, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about reading and writing. So give them a journal, give them some sentence strips or a whiteboard for storytelling, and encourage sound spelling and celebrate effort, not perfection, okay? So these are my top 5 early literacy must-haves. Let me know in the comments as you see this video which one you're already using or which one you plan to try. Now, as I stated, I'm a homeschool consultant, I'm a language arts and literacy coach in addition to other things. So if you need help building your literacy routine, I want you to first check out my digital literacy curriculum. It's on my website. If you click on digital learning guides, you'll see that curriculum as well as all of the other digital courses that I have. I'm going to link that in the description. Now, if you are also interested in homeschool or you're already homeschooling and you want some help, you want some experience help, as I said, I am a former classroom teacher. I have a Master of Arts in Teaching. I have been traditionally homeschooling both of my girls since 2020. We had a previous stint with homeschooling in 2018, okay? And we have been going strong ever since. So couple that with my traditional education, my experience in the classroom, as well as my homeschool consulting, and I definitely am here to help. I come with a wealth of knowledge, both personal and professional. So if you're interested in homeschool, you have 2 options. You can book a one-to-one homeschool consultation with me. You would have to fill out an application to give me a little bit more information about you and your child, and then we would go from there. Or if you prefer a self-paced digital course, you can check out my homeschool blueprint. It's called the Homeschool Blueprint. And again, you're going to find that under the digital learning guide section, because at Bohemian Academics, I offer one-to-one services. In fact, I'm going to be offering digital tutoring this summer if you're interested in that. Everything is all on the website, so don't feel overwhelmed like you're not going to remember this. But at Bohemian Academics, I offer one-to-one services by application only. And then I also have my digital learning guides, which are digital courses, digital classes, and digital products that can help you from anywhere in the areas of homeschool, early literacy learning styles. And I also have a homeschool Bible study course as well. So make sure you check out the link in the description to get all of the information. As always, I thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tips like this every single week. Thank you.